I'm smiling. I'm turning off my alarm. Hello. Hey, everybody. How is everybody out in Facebook land? Welcome. I'm Robin, and this is Raincross Farms Makery. And behind the camera, you can't see him. Behind the computer is my husband, Bill. And we have got uh, a live tutorial, crafting tutorial. We're going to be using some Dollar Tree supplies tonight, and we're going to be using our club transfer, and it's going to be amazing. So hop on when you say hello, and I am going to pull this up, and I am going to I'm going to share my own video into a couple of groups.
Share your own video.
I am. So pardon me while I do this. Let's see. How about that one?
I do this every once in a while. I'm actually researching
That one.
my
Oops.
page. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So done. How is everybody? Happy, what is this? Thursday evening, almost Friday. Yay, Friday. Hope you're doing great. Hop on, say hello when you get here. And that way we know you're watching. We're not just talking to ourselves, which we do anyway. But we've got some fun news today. So before we get started, let's take care of housekeeping. We would love it. We would so appreciate it if you would help us out by giving us some hearts on our page, on our video, following our page if you haven't already. We are inching up to 900, and from there it's just going to be a hop, skip, and a jump to 1,000, and that's going to be reason to celebrate. So if you haven't already, please follow our page, and if you would, like I just did, click that little share button, that little arrow, and share our video out to your friends, to your page, to any crafting groups you belong to. We would really appreciate it. These are ways that you can help not just us, but anybody whose lives you enjoy watching. Doing these things really helps their business grow. It's sending a message to Facebook is what it's doing, and it's getting Facebook to help us. When they see that a lot of people are liking our page, following our page, sharing it out to their friends, they take notice. Well, the bots take notice, and they say, wow, this must be something worthwhile. Let's push it out to some more people. So anyway, hi, Leanna. How are you today? Awesome. Hope everybody had good weather. We had a lot of rain, but that's okay. We didn't have hardly any rain this summer. So we will take any rain we can get. And normally drought conditions are not known for Idaho, but this summer, yeah, it was kind of dry. Hey, Patty, welcome. If you see me looking down, it's because that's where my comments are. And the camera's up there. Okay, anyway, let's get started because I've got a lot to do and I've got a lot to say, but if I say it first and then craft, we'll be here till midnight, which isn't too far off for some of you. Okay, we are going to use our new March Club Transfer. This is an exclusive design. The only people who can get this are club members or designers. And this is the one that's available for the entire month of March. On March 30, are there 31 days in March? March 31st is the last day you can get this. April 1st, it's gone, and they'll replace it with something else. So if you see this and you like this, you're going to want to join club. You might want to join club anyway. So this is what we're going to do tonight. It's not a single design. It's a bunch of little pieces. So we're going to kind of put together a little array of goodies. And what I'm going to put this on is from the Dollar Tree. I got some of these dice. I hadn't seen this size before. I'd seen the smaller ones that are like maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. These are like 3 inches. Just shy of 3 inches, and they kind of have rounded corners. They are roll away and let the dice decide what my act of kindness will be today. So they're kind of a random act of kindness, tells you what to do, donate food, give a compliment, pick up litter. So I got 4 of these, and I kind of prepped 3 of them, painted them, and I'll paint this one so you can see the process. And then I got this. It was cute little, it's an autumn one. I think I got it in the wintertime. Anyway, it says wishing you harvest blessings, and I thought, well, I'm just going to paint over that. And I popped it out and I realized that's just a sticker. So I can peel it off, and I can sand this down, or I can make it easy on myself and I can just turn it over. And so I actually pre-painted the back of this, and I pre-painted it with Waverly chalk paint in steel. Okay, so we are going to put together a little sign and a little block set with our transfer. Okay, 88 today. Well, you know, I'm not looking forward to 88. I'd be happy with just the 60s. 63 by Sunday, March 30. Lots of birthdays in March. Okay, so, okay, did I miss something?
Oh, Linda, this is
hey,
the 28th.
Awesome.
We're going to have every day covered here, apparently.
Okay, back up the boat. Club. Every month, club members get a transfer of this size, 8.5 by 11, and 3 coordinating paste packets. And the paste packets that come with this transfer are candy apple, red, eucalyptus, a soft green, and storm, which is a pretty gray. So we are going to use some or more of these colors. I'm going to save the packets because I can use those in kits and other projects, and I'm going to use it from my paste. But if you're a club member, you get the transfer and the packets of paste. And this should allow you to do several different projects. That's enough paste to do that. Okay, let's see. Let me back up. That's why I painted this gray. And I painted these, again, with chalk paint. This is Folk Art Home Decor Sheepskin. Now, I don't sell this. This, I believe I think I got the Waverly at Walmart, and I believe I got the Folk Art at Joann's, but any craft store, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, Walmart, they'll have some brand of chalk paint. And I really like chalk paint because it covers well and it adheres really well. Okay, so let me unwrap this one, and I'm going to paint one so you can kind of see the process. Okay, and they're foam, but it's pretty solid. You really have to push to get it to move. So it's a pretty solid foam. And I'm going to use my sheepskin, and I'm going to get a brush, and I did do 2 coats. Okay, so I'm just going to start by putting that on.
Brush on.
It's pretty thick, but again, that yellow kind of peeked through, and I didn't want it to do that. So I did 2 coats. If you like it after one, stop. Now you can also do this with acrylic paint, but I'll tell you, acrylic paint does not cover as well as chalk paint. So you're probably going to be looking at 3 or 4 coats of acrylic paint, unless the colors happen to be very similar. Like if you wanted it yellow and you just wanted to cover up the words on there, then you could probably get away with fewer coats. Now I'm going to dry this so I don't get it all over. I'm going to dry these 2 sides. Chalk paint dries pretty quickly. And okay, Linda saves her packets too. Yeah, unless it's a color you don't have. I just use my jars. Going out and coming back having lots of problems. I'm sorry. I hope that fixes it. Okay, so we've got some news. You know, we're always playing the Facebook game. What does Facebook want now? And as soon as you get something figured out, they change it. Well, I got an email today from Facebook, and it said, "Congratulations, you're eligible for our Facebook Lives with Stars program," or something. And it said, "We will pay you to go live." I'm already going live. And they said, if you go live a total of 10 hours in a month, well, we go live pretty much an hour a night. So we probably pretty easily do 20, 25 hours a month. If you do 10 hours of lives in a month, we will pay you $500. Okay. I'll let you pay me $500. So we'll see if that works out. But anyway, I clicked and signed up for it. And along with that, because I think it's a promotion of the STARS program, and I guess a lot of people don't know what the STARS are. And so they're trying to get people who are going live to explain what STARS are to people watching. And they also said, in addition to the $500 for 10 hours, if we get $25 in stars, after that they will double it. Okay, I'll take that. So that's what's going on. We kind of talked about stars because we have gotten, some of you have been very generous and given us lots of stars, even like 17 cents at a time. We decided what we are really in need of here is a dedicated computer for downstairs. We use our laptop for the live, but then I have to drag it upstairs and do my business during the day. And once I unplug it, it deletes all of his settings, and so he has to come in and reset up everything before the live. So we would really like to get a standalone dedicated computer for down here. So that's what we decided we would use our stars for. So
even I can be 10 hours a month.
well, and again, I don't know why they picked us. I have friends who have a whole lot more followers than us, have a whole lot more going on, and they haven't even been given the ability to collect stars yet. It's not really something you sign up for. You just wait till the Facebook gods decide to bestow it upon you. So anyway, I am thankful. So let me, in case you don't know, what stars are, is you should see down at the bottom of your, I don't think it shows up on a computer, does it? Does the star thing show up on the computer? Okay, so I guess it's on your phone.
It does, but sort of. It comes up as a post and as like a comment.
Okay. Anyway, there's a little star in a circle, and if you click on that, you have the option of purchasing stars, and then you can hand out those stars kind of like a tip to whoever's live you're watching that has stars enabled. So, and I believe, I'm not sure, they have different prices for purchasing stars, and maybe some of you that have used them, like I know Ken has used them. I don't know if Alana's on. I know Alana has, Cheryl has. I think they have different bundle pricing for, so you could buy like 100 stars or 500 stars. But basically, we get a penny a star from what you give. So like Ken, when he gave us 17 stars, which we certainly appreciate. It was the end of his balance, and we will take every single star. So that means that once we get a certain number, we will get 17 cents from that. And and surprisingly, it does add up. I think they pay out once a quarter. We don't get it every month, so we probably won't see this until summer. Okay. Let me dry this.
Oh,
Oh,
Ken sent 15.
13. No, he said 50. Thank you, Ken. Awesome. Thank you.
Lana,
So-
you're late. I don't know if you're allowed in.
Yes, she is. Oops, I just,
Of course she is.
I
Hi,
just
Patty.
wasn't paying attention and I smacked that. Now, if I mess up one of these sides, it's not going to matter because I'm really only going to chalk on one of the sides, at least tonight. So anyway, thank you so much for stars. No pressure whatsoever. And if you watch other people's lives, it's a way for you to support them monetarily, but it's not like we're asking. You don't have to shell out $50. You can dole out a couple of pennies, 25, 50 cents. Okay? And it really helps whoever you're watching. So it's a great way to support crafters and artists. And hello, Patty. 2 Patties on. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we are using the March Club Transfer. So my club members should be getting this. Let's see, billing goes out on the 5th, and then they start mailing them out like as kind of on a rolling tide. Oh, that sounds like a college. Starting at about the 12th, they'll start shipping them out so that everybody has them like by the 3rd week in March.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, I will I'll move this background in a minute. Okay, now this kind of actually gave me another idea. I'm not gonna paint all the other sides. I'm just gonna paint this one side one more time, and that will be the side I chalk on. Otherwise we'll be here another 15 minutes.
If you had 5 of those, we could play Yahtzee.
We could. But then I'd have to chalk numbers on them. I guess I could do it with a
Dots.
Sharpie.
Just a dot.
Okay. So I'm gonna clean that off.
Oh.
Close that
You
up.
hold on me again.
Okay, you can come in. You can come in anyway, but Libby, definitely. So we will keep you posted on our stars balance and our number of hours. Now, this gave me an idea. In fact, it's kind of given me an idea. My chalk paint was so thick that it started, when I was doing these, it kind of started crackling. And I thought, I haven't done the crackle technique in a long time. So I'm going to try to do the crackle technique. When I've done it, it's usually hit or miss whether it works or not. So we are going to hope that it is a hit tonight and not a miss. But it's okay even if it does miss.
Oh, somebody was saying that they were having a problem with the captioning.
Oh, the closed caption words?
So I don't have a way to turn that off and on. You do it on your own machine. So if you're on your phone, if you tap the screen, there's 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. You click on those 3 dots. Scroll down and you'll see
Turn off captioning. Awesome. I did not know that.
Now you do.
I learned something new every day. And that's also where, if you've done that, if you click those 3 dots, you will see a place that says follow this page, turn on live notifications, add to your playlist. It used to be make this a favorite. Now I think it's add to your playlist. So feel free to do any of those things. Okay, so I've got these painted, and for the most part, they're dry. Well, here we've got my transfer, and I've got the little barn, and that is going to actually go on this with this gray background. And this is what I'm going to try and crackle on. And then the HOME, I'm going to put 1 letter on each one of the blocks. but instead of the O, I'm going to use this, what is that?
Windmill?
Windmill. Okay, so let's try Crackle. Now, I'm not using official Crackle medium. I am using Elmer's glue, and I've seen it work, and then I've tried it and it didn't quite work. You can see my little boo-boo here with last month's, oops, club transfer. Okay, so to do Crackle, you need two different shades, something dark and something light, or something that is darker than the other. So, and you can decide whether you want the base to be the darker or the base to be the lighter. And then the color you put on top will kind of crackle away and show the bottom color. So I wanted the bottom color, the crackle, when you see inside the crackle, I wanted it to be this gray. So I painted the base, the darker gray. And then I'm going to end up painting over the top with my sheepskin. But first, I need my Crackle medium. So this is just Elmer's school glue. And I am putting a, you know what? That looks kind of unmixed up. I don't like that look. I'm going to change that. This looks like it's not mixed up. It came out very, very clear. So I'm going to wipe that off.
Could be how cold it is.
Could be. It may have, maybe it froze and defrosted. I don't know. But no harm, no foul, right? I'm just going to wipe that off. And I'm going to shake this up. I didn't know glue separated. It is sticky, so maybe it'd be fine. Ken doesn't see any comments from anyone. Did you swipe?
He said he had to go to his iPad now.
Okay.
So.
I was going to say, you may have accidentally swiped right.
Yeah, you can swipe
And,
right or left.
and the comments will go away. Okay, much better. Okay, so I'm putting a pretty good layer of glue, and I'm taking my brush and I'm just spreading out that glue. I want it kind of thick, not super duper thick, but I need a good layer of it. Oh, no, no, no. So tell me, has anybody done Crackle before?
Not on purpose.
Yes or no? Crackle paint. It's a very pretty technique.
I haven't done it on purpose.
You accidentally
Yeah,
crackled?
it wasn't what was desired. So.
Okay. So I've got a thin layer of glue on here. Now I don't stick that in your coffee. Now I don't want it to dry, but I do want it to kind of get just slightly tacky. I kind of want a skin to form on the top, so I'm going to wait just a minute. While I'm doing that, I'm going to cut my transfer apart. Okay, Alana has not done it. So maybe this is something new. Hopefully it works and you'll go, oh, I'm going to try that. Because if it doesn't, you'll think, I'm never trying that. Okay, I don't want to cut up my backer sheet. I certainly could. I could cut all of these apart. But I like keeping it on the backer sheet. So I am just taking my blade of my scissors and I'm just cutting through that section of the threads of the screen. And not going through to the back. So I'm not cutting into the back. Then I can just pick up the pieces. That sounds like a song too. Picking up the pizzas.
Picking up, I'm hungry too. You picking up the pizza?
I don't think we have any pizzas. You need to put them on the list. We discovered, tell me if this sounds good to you. because I wouldn't have thought it would be good, but it really is. We've been getting at Costco, we've been getting the cauliflower crust pizzas, not for any particular reason. We're not doing keto or anything, but they are good. If I didn't know they were cauliflower, I would not have known. Okay, so tell me what you think of cauliflower crust and if you liked it. Okay, so this is it's not dry, it's still very wet, but it's kind of got a little skin on it. And now I'm going to take, honestly, I'm going to take my chalk paint, the lighter shade, and this, you kind of have to get it in on one coat. You don't want to do a lot of different strokes. You kind of want a thick-ish coat of this. So again, don't go back and forth. Get a nice thick layer, just floating on top of that glue.
Patty says she tried it once and it was okay.
Yeah, sometimes I nail it and sometimes not at all. Okay, so I've got that thick layer of glue, and it should, if all goes well, it will start crackling on its own. And it actually is. Yay! Now, the thicker the layer of glue, the wider the cracks will be. The thinner the glue, the narrower the cracks will be. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's starting to crackle on its own. You can kind of see right there, starting to crackle. Well, we're going to help it along. I'm going to take, not my quick dry tool, because this gets warmish. I'm going to use, it looks a lot, this is an embossing gun. So this gets really hot. Not as hot as a heat gun, but it gets really hot. I'm not going to go so close that I burn, but this gets really hot, and this should really help that crackle get to going.
So, Patty said she tried it once and it was okay. Tim said, I love cauliflower crust and make cauliflower rice too, and he likes it. And then Linda Lou said, I tried cauliflower tater tots and my family threatened me. They didn't like them, the dogs got them.
Well, I don't know. I'd be willing to try. Okay, I need overhead so you can see. It's working. It's working.
It's working.
See, it's crackling. Yay!
I'm crackling.
It's crackling. It's crackling. So I'm not only, before I chalk on this, I need to have this really dry, and it's that layer of glue and that layer of paint. So this extra heat from the heat gun is helping. If I get it too close, I'm going to scorch the paint though. So I don't want to do that. Yay! Now, apparently my glue was kind of on the thicker side because I've got really big cracks in here. But that's okay. That's okay. Woo. Bubbling it up. Too hot. Too hot.
Don't bubble it up. We can't see that.
Okay. I'm going to give that a rest. Give it a rest. And I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to come back to it because I think I've probably superheated it, and I'm going to let it cool off and see if it dries, and then I'll go back to my regular quick dry tool. Okay, so with these, I am going to decide which side. And one thing I noticed about these, if you've ever gotten the smaller, I have them somewhere.
You looking for?
some of the smaller blocks.
I don't think, I need to put up a sign that says technical difficulties or something.
Why? Because it's. I'm not seeing
Yeah,
that.
that's a pretty picture of the home.
I have them somewhere. I have they have smaller blocks at Dollar Tree. They come 2 in a pack, and they're like, maybe a third of that, 2/3 of that size. But I've noticed they're not always consistently the same size, even in the same bag. Some are big, some are small. These are all pretty consistent. So let's see. I'm going to start by waxing, because paint, especially on a kind of an oddball surface, kind of this spongy, styrofoamy type surface, I think this transfer would just pull this paint right off. So I am definitely going to wax this to protect my surface. And I could, because the wax does kind of give it just a little bit of a sheen, I'd probably be wise to do all 6 sides, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that while you're watching. I'm just going to do the side that I'm going to chalk, and then I can go back later and wax the other sides if I feel like it's making a big visual difference. It's got some crackles in it too. And I didn't even use glue.
You're really puffing that down
Yeah.
a lot.
And I'm actually kind of letting it soak in too. In fact, this is something I've seen other people do, is ideally you let it soak in for 15 minutes or so. Next best thing would be to take your dryer and just kind of warm it up for a few seconds. And buff it. Warren, buff it, get it?
Very rich.
And then buff that off. And that just kind of helps that wax sink into the grooves, because I've got a few little brush strokes here and there because chalk paint is pretty thick. And I'm going to do that one more time. I'm feeling it pretty waxy. So I don't know if you follow a lot of chalk couture designers, but this is the week of the last year's incentive trip, and so most of our heavy hitters are in Puerto Vallarta right now for the next 4 or 5 days. So it's kind of like mom and dad are gone, and we can party while they're gone. Hey, Lindy. We are using Dollar Tree blocks, foam blocks, and a Dollar Tree frame. We are using our club transfer. Okay, so hopefully all my designers have their club transfers already. We have the opportunity to get them a little bit early if we put in an order the month before, so that we can come up with ideas to show you, not because we're special, but we want to be able to develop some ideas to show you, club members and others, how they can be used. That now, brand new, super sticky paint that I don't want to pull up, so I'm going to fuzz this 4 or 5 times just to lessen the stickiness. Okay, so ordinarily I would be telling you what to type in so that you could get the supply link, but I can't give you a supply link because, again, these are exclusive transfers. The only way to get these are to be a club member or a designer. So if you would like to know more information about being a club member or a designer, you can type in, I think there's in the pinned comments, there's the instructions. You can type in the word club, and that will give you the link to the website where you can sign up for club, find out some more information. And that, I think that's pretty square. And let's see. Should I do it? I'm going to do it in red. I'm going to do it in red. Do it in red. Okay, so I'm going to use candy apple. Dry that off.
Let me remind people, if they're new or hadn't heard earlier, if you want to turn off the closed captioning, the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner, if you click on those and you scroll down, you'll see there it says turn off closed captioning. And that will get the words off the screen if you haven't got there yet. So
yeah, so that's not something we set up.
We don't have control over that.
Something that's automatically done if you have it turned on.
And I will probably say this over the next few days just to make sure people that are joining us.
Okay. So I'm going to carefully peel this up. Hopefully no paint comes up with it. No, sir, it worked. Look at that. H just slightly crooked.
That means it's homemade.
Homemade. Okay.
Get it?
The O is going to be the windmill. So I'll save one of those. And I'm going to try really hard to not get red where I don't want it.
Again, Lindy, that's fine. We're glad you're here. Even if you came in late.
Oh, yes. Anytime.
Matter. We're just glad to have you.
Nope. We don't take roll. We just say hello. Okay. Pushing down so that it sticks. No bubbles. And paste on my squeegee. Push it through. And I'm carefully not pushing down where that H is, because in case there's any paste hanging out on the back side of that screen, I don't want to get it. There we go, M. And then the E. Same thing. I don't want that M to drop off any paste.
It must be hard to plan anything if your daily schedule is different every day. I guess ours was that way to an extent, even though we were teachers. You never knew when I was coming home.
Yeah, I mean, you never knew what a day would hold. But for the most part, it was pretty
consistent.
Pretty consistent. Yay. Okay, now I'm not going to use that O. So I'm done with that. I haven't smudged anything. I'm going to spray this with water. Oh, I overfilled it. That's what happens when I overfill it. If you ever get one of these spray bottles and it stops spraying, I am finding if I overfill it, it will do that. So I'm just going to get this bottle out. I'm getting my paste damp so that it doesn't dry in the screen and it helps clean up go a lot easier. Now on this one, I'm going to do the windmill instead of the O. And I'm going to do it in Storm. Okay, fuzz, 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 fuzz. Don't forget to fuzz. Okay. This paint, I think because of the wax and because of fuzzing, I am not picking up paint when I pick up my stencil. So that's a good thing. Yes, Lindy, someday. We ought to tell that story sometime. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll record a live with our to go with our FPU.
My FPU is starts in a week and a half.
Yeah,
not
there.
even. Less than 10 days.
Yeah, not too long ago, it was not looking good for us to retire. We were way deep in debt and not living like we should to get out of debt. And then we came to our senses, and that is why we were able to retire and move up here. Okay, where did I get the block? These blocks are from the Dollar Tree. They're like random act of kindness blocks. So on each side it has like pick up litter or donate or volunteer your time. They were over, I think they were in the toy section and not in the school supply section. Pretty. Oh, I pulled off a little corner. That's okay. I'll touch that up later. So there is my HOME. And just spray that one. And I'm going to dry these just a bit. So these were from the Dollar Tree. They're sold individually, so they were $1 each or $1.25, depending on. I bought them before our store went to $1.25. But still, the 4 blocks and the frame, $5. Could you get a set as cute as this for $5 in a store? Okay, so that is, I'm going to dry it just a little bit more.
Is there a definite up and down on that?
It's whatever. You mean size-wise or?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, as far as is there a top or a bottom?
Not really. You could do it horizontally if that's how you wanted your cracks to look.
Now, one other question I have, because I haven't done this before. I noticed a lot of those, the way you have it right now oriented, the majority of the cracks are going vertical. The way you have it right now.
Yeah, but there are some that.
Does that, some go the other way, but the majority seems to be going, the major ones seem to be
Well,
vertical. Does that matter when you actually apply the glue?
I think that has to do with the brush strokes, mostly the brush strokes. But what it is you've got a wet layer of glue, and then you've got a wet layer of paint on top of it. When the top layer of paint starts to dry, it shrinks. And when it shrinks, it pulls apart the glue because the glue has not dried underneath it. So mostly it's random. I have tried to get it. I've tried going all different directions, and they still just really like to go in one direction. Okay, so that is dry, but it is paint. So I am going to wax it, and I'm going to wax it really, really good because now it's a really lumpy, bumpy surface. In fact, I may just lightly, because I don't want to mess up any of the crackle. I'm just going to lightly sand it. Because getting it as smooth as possible will help for the chalking. As it is, I'm probably going to have some bleeding because of those gaps, but that's okay. I kind of wanted a rustic look, and if I really don't like it, I can turn it over and I can paint this side, and do it again or just leave it painted. So I'm going to do that technique again where I've got the wax on it, but I'm going to heat the wax. And I'm going to buff it again. Okay. Think that's pretty good. That's as good as it's going to get. Away. Unfortunately, our surface wax is still out of stock, so at least another week. Usually things go back in stock on Thursdays, and it didn't come back today. Maybe in a week, I don't know. But if you are desperate for surface wax, you can always use just from your hardware store, like Johnson's Paste Wax or Minwax has a brand. You're just looking for a paste wax. It will work just as well, but that will stink. That has a high petroleum content or something. I don't know. Okay, put this under here so it's out of the way. And again, I'm going to fuzz this, but not too much because you'll notice there's not a lot of sticky. Wherever the green is where it sticks. And most of this is open screen. So it's going to be whatever color, I'm going to do red. Whatever color I do, that's what it's mostly going to be. I'm going to center that. And this is about a 5x5 square.
I'm interested to see how this comes out, but let me ask you, could you do a solid white and then do a crackle on just the red? Would that be a possibility?
I don't know. I don't think you could because you have to have glue. You have to have that glue layer.
Could you screen the glue, crackle it, or screen the glue and then print the red over? I don't know.
I don't know.
Just played with the idea in my mind.
I don't know. Okay, and I'm pushing down really hard because, again, those crackles made like ditches on the surface. Now I'm going to do the roof in black, and then I'm going to do the barn part in red. So let me get my black out and I'm going to use my multi-tool and just hit that black. Now I'm trying to be careful. I'm not pushing too hard, again, because the crackles are making grooves in my surface, and if I push too hard, I'll just push the paste right through those and into a ditch. So I'm doing the lightest touch I can through the screen. And it's okay if it does look groovy.
Groovy?
Groovy.
We're back in the 60s, are we?
Hey, some of us never left. Not me, of course. Okay, so I've got the black, and I'm going to zip really quick and try to get that red done. Try to be careful. I just have that little thin layer separating the red from the black.
I suppose if you weren't doing this as live, you could have done the black, lifted it up, cleaned it,
yeah,
and then done the red later. But that would, I mean, the amount of time we have and whatnot here makes it a little rough.
Or I could have cleaned off my detail tool, used it again. And again, I'm trying not to push too hard.
Could be cool and awesome. Awesome came a little later, but yes. You were absolutely right. It's almost like we're speaking the same language, Linda.
Okay, so red barn with a black roof. And taking off the excess, putting it back in my jar. Going to put the lid on that. Put these in water, put the lid on that. I don't want these to dry out. And let's see. Let's see. And if some of it peels off, that's okay. It can look a little rustic. Ooh, what do you think? Can you see? You can kind of see some of the crackles through the barn. I wasn't trying to display them in the barn, but anyway, I don't know. I like it. I think I like it. I think I like it.
You
I like it too much.
There, baby.
Okay. So
you know what? It might be a good idea. We got other people on now. Why don't you go back to what you were telling everybody at the beginning?
About
just
stars.
The latest stars.
Okay.
And latest thing on.
Okay. Yeah, some of you have come in late, and I just wanted to give you a little heads up. Some of the things that have been happening. I got an email from Facebook. Personally, I don't know. A computer sent it to me, I'm sure, saying we would like to pay you to do lives. Well, threaten me with a good time. I'm already doing lives. So I clicked on it to see what it was about, and it said if you will do over the next month, what did I say, 10 hours of lives, we will pay you $500. I do an hour. He better stop complaining about how long I go, because now I have a quota to meet.
I'll start again after 10 hours.
But we could do 10 hours in a week if we put our mind to it. So I signed up for it. And then they also said that along with this, I guess it's a promotion for stars. And they said for anytime you get, once you get a total of $25 in stars, we will double it. Okay. We can ask people for stars on occasions. A lot of people already are giving us stars. So we signed up for it. And I mean, we're not out anything if it doesn't work, but what I believe it is they are trying to inform their audiences of what stars are. And I have heard a lot of people say, what are stars? What are stars? Anyway, I'm cleaning this. I'm using this reusable, it's a Swedish dishcloth, but it's like a reusable paper towel. So I'm just getting that initial layer of paste off. So anyway, what stars are is it's a program to support monetarily people who do Facebook Lives, who are running a business using Facebook Live. So you can, if you're not familiar, you can click on your phone. There's a little down at the bottom. There is a star in a circle. And if you click on that, it will tell you if you have a star balance. Sometimes they will
give 200 for free. At the
sometimes they will give an offer and they will say, here's 200 stars for free for you to give out. After that, you need to purchase stars if you want to use this program. And again, I'm not familiar with the prices. Maybe some people who have used them can maybe speak to that. But anyway, it's like you pre-purchase stars and then you watch someone's live, and if you feel like giving them a tip like you would your waiter, you give them some stars. And I believe it's I don't know how much they are to purchase, but when we get them, for every star it's a penny. So 100 stars is $1. 25 stars is a quarter. So that's what stars are, in case you're wondering. And it's just, yeah, I'm sure Facebook takes their cut. But it's a way, not just us, it's a way to help out people who are starting up businesses
Content
online.
creators.
Content creators.
Content creators.
Yeah. So not just us, but other people. Not everybody has stars activated. That's a whole other issue as to how to get that going. But anyway, that's what that is. So that's exciting. We have decided that what the biggest need we have right now for this business is a computer that can stay downstairs so that we can take our laptop upstairs, because that's where I do all my businessy stuff. But that's also the computer Bill is using to run the live. And when I unplug it from down here, it resets all his settings. And so when we come back to do live, he has to change all the settings again. So it'd just be, well, I had heard somebody who was saving up for a Glowforge. Good for her if she was able to get it. That will be next on the list, maybe. But anyway, that's the first thing we want to get when we get, especially if they give us $500 and double our stars. That should be enough. Pretty close for a computer. So that's our goal. And we appreciate any of you that donate stars. We are not going to beg you, but we certainly do appreciate it. And I have cleaned my transfers. I am going to let them air dry, and then I will put them back on their backer sheet. What did I do with the backer sheet?
It's over here.
Oh.
Think. Maybe, you know. The other thing
anyway,
is.
oh, here it is.
What did you do with it?
It's stuck.
The other thing is, do you have something to announce for Sunday? Oh, you're not done with your craft yet.
Oh, mostly. Okay, I'm probably going to go back in and repaint this frame, but I wanted to wait and see what it looked like to see what color I wanted to do, whether I wanted to do black or gray or red. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe the gray.
Maybe the gray. You know what? Line it up with the word home over the top. Let me do over the top. Up top. There you go. You know what? Paint that frame gray. Put the little beads in red.
Paint the beads red. It comes with the beads. So for $1, can you believe that? $1 for this frame. No glass, but and then just peel off the sticker or use the back. Cute little set.
You could probably even stain the wood, but I think the gray might
I
be
don't think so, because I think it is also got like a paper covering,
Oh,
paper
it's not.
coating.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not-
that's
it's not real
that's
wood.
A printed piece.
Yeah. So, in fact, you know what? Let's instead of me smiling all big and funky, why don't we
Make that your-
make this our screenshot?
I'm gonna do this right here. Oh, wrong way. Try again.
Okay, how does that look?
Hold on, I'm getting there. I think that works. Oh, wait a minute. I can use this real quick.
Okay.
You guys impressed? You impressed? You impressed?
Okay, so there's our cute little set. And again, if you are interested in joining club, type club. Even if you are watching the replay, my bot will still get you, or I will monitor the comments. I'd be happy to talk to you about joining club. I have big goals for the month of March because you guys have not let me down yet. I am looking to get 10 new club members. That means basically 2 a week. So I need 2 of you to join club, and I'd be happy to talk to you more about it. I also want a new designer too to join our team. We have a great team of designers that work together. I'm looking for people who just want to get a discount, 40% discount on the supplies. I'm looking for people who maybe want to make and sell crafts, make a little bit of money that way, or maybe hold workshops, make a little money that way, or full-blown turn it into a business. I'm looking for some business runners too. So if that's something you'd like to chat with me about, hit me up. I'd be glad to talk to you about it. Which reminds me, Saturday I am going to do what is called an opportunity live in the VIP group. So it's just going to be a live question and answer, and I will explain the differences between just being a customer versus being a club member versus being a designer, the benefits of each, and answer any questions you might have. But so look on in the VIP page, I believe it is. I probably need to share it into the Raincross Farms group, but look for an event for Opportunity Live. And then Sunday is not Bill's actual birthday. His actual birthday is Monday, the 7th, but we have something we have to do that evening. So on the 6th, we are having Bill's birthday bingo bash. Woo! So you want to get in on that. Sunday night, 6 o'clock, bingo. If you are a VIP member, I will give you one free bingo card for just being a VIP member, and you have to be a VIP member to play. And then there's also a way for you to purchase extra cards. And the more extra cards we sell, the more prizes we can give away, because we'll be giving away prizes. We'll have a lot of fun, and it'll be great. So look for that in the VIP group. And I think that's it.
And again,
Thank you,
the
Lindy.
VIP is free.
VIP is free. It is just my private group where I can do giveaways and sales and discounts and incentives. I can't do that on my public page because our company feels that it could be unfair to different designers who maybe can't offer as good of a discount as another one might be able to. And it kind of, the business pages kind of level the playing fields. We can talk about retail prices. We can talk about company offers. But on our VIP group pages, we can offer whatever, because it's a private group that we decide who gets to be a part of. So if you'd like to be part of my VIP group, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's different from club. It's free, and I believe there's a link. Click on that or type in VIP, and we'll get you all set up. And did we get this photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to go pick it out.
I will have to go find it. Okay.
Lindy, I sent you a message on Messenger. No need to respond, but if you're interested, give me a holler.
Okay. So, thank you so much. This was our Project Dollar Tree stuff. So, $5 in the supplies, and you've got a cute little assemblage. It's just a cute little arrangement that you could have around your house, give it away as a gift. Who wouldn't like something like this? Anyway, we'll do more things with this transfer because it's so versatile. Lots of different things we can do. This was just the first project I did. So I think that's it. I'll stop talking now. We've got our first hour of our 10 under our belts. And do you hear that? You keeping track, Facebook? So we are 10% of the way to what we said we'd do. So, okay, so we will see you tomorrow night, I believe, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And we'll see you then. Nice crafting with you. Bye-bye.